Hey guys, check it out. Here we are at a Tokyo Island. Can you believe how beautiful it is? Can't wait to explore some more.
Hello and welcome to the first of the two virtual events covering another side of Tokyo. My name is Luca, I'm here with Anna. We are live from the Tokyo office of Japan Travel and we will be your host for the day.
Hello everyone! When we say another side of Tokyo, we are talking about getting out of the city and getting around the greater Tokyo prefecture. Our tour today will focus on the islands south of Tokyo that are technically a part of the prefecture but have their own unique island culture and appeal.
Yes, we have this special tour arranged for you in cooperation with Tokyo Prefecture, and as a part of the One City, Two Worlds campaign, we are sharing an undiscovered and exotic side of these islands, which is completely in opposite of Tokyo, what Tokyo would looks like and what you guys imagine about Tokyo, what it is, right? We are focused primarily on two islands, which are Kozushima and Oshima. These are volcanic islands and are very beautiful. It's their nature, it's completely pristine. And they are part of the Izu Islands. The Izu Islands are a cluster of islands which is made of 11 islands out in the Pacific Ocean, which is really something that I hope you guys will enjoy.
And we'll be giving away prizes to a few lucky viewers who complete our survey, so stay tuned and we'll share the link in the chat later in the tour. And feel free to use the chat for any questions or comments as well, and we'll try to answer. Now, let's jump right into it with Kota and our team on Oshima Islands. Are you ready, Luca?
Yes! Kota, let's go!
Switching over to you!
Thanks, Anna and Luca. And hello, everyone. Minasama konnichiwa. This is Kota with Japan Travel, coming to you from Oshima Island today. We have Hotaru-san here, an island local. She's dressed in a very local, traditional Anko-san clothing. Anko-san is a term or figure that's been uniquely used in this island, and we'll be getting into more details later on. I will try my best to interpret for her as we show you around, and I hope you have a good time with us. Hotaru-san, 今日はよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。伊沢島ようこそ。
So she's saying welcome to Oshima. So Oshima Island is the largest of the Tokyo Islands and is about 120 kilometers away from the city side of Tokyo. It is a large volcanic island. The island itself is the volcano, which is still active today. And if you go to the center of the mountain, you'll see a huge crater, emerged volcano there. This is an adventurous playground, and especially for hikers and outdoor lovers. But not just that, there's so much to do and see and enjoy here. If you ever get tired of the busyness of the city, this place is definitely the great getaway. And to get here, there's a high-speed ferry boat running. We call it a jet boat or a jet foil from Tokyo, and which takes less than 2 hours here, or by plane in just 25 minutes. So Hotaru-san and I are looking forward to showing you the glimpse of the culture here. And she may be even showing us some local summer festival dance later on. So I hope you stay tuned. And before that, let's go to our other team in Kozushima Island, where they are getting prepared for a local Taiko drum performance. You can see the locals right now, like they're getting prepared for it for us. But before getting into the music, let's switch over to Davide, who is on another side of Kozushima Island, ready to show you around. Davide, it's your turn.
All right, thank you Koto-san, and thank you everybody for tuning in today. We're about 180 kilometers south of Tokyo, which is either a 45-minute plane ride or a 4-hour high-speed ferry ride, or actually a 12-hour night ferry ride. Now, Kozushima is known for the contrast between the mountains and the sea, and there's a big volcanic mountain at the center of the island that's dominating the whole scene. Kozushima is also known for its beautiful waters and beaches, and we'll talk about that as well today, as well as some of the activities that you can do. But also, we want to show you guys a bit of a more traditional Japanese atmosphere. So we will visit one of the most sacred places on the island later into the tour, and we're also gonna join the Taiko drummers team for a great performance, so definitely stay tuned for that one. But for now, we are happy to show you guys one of the best spots of the island, which is the Akasaki Promenade. Now we are about, this is actually the northern part of the island, and the Akasaki Promenade is one of the most famous spots on Kozushima. And as you can see, we have beautiful views around us, and the waters here are really have a very vibrant blue color. And you see over there, we have a lot of diving boards that are, first of all, a kind of a fun beginner diving experience and a great way to get to enjoy the area. And as a matter of fact, I was gonna jump off myself today to kind of cap off this section of the tour. However, as you may have noticed, the weather is not the best today, so we might save that one for another tour. But yeah, so actually something that you will notice during the warmer seasons is that this place is filled with swimmers. And around this area, there's a lot of activities that you can do, such as snorkeling and diving, for example, because the waters are really clear and alive with colorful fish. But we'll be talking about that in just a moment. For now, so since it might be difficult to take everything in just from this perspective, we're gonna show you guys an aerial view of the area with a drone footage that we took back in August. So please have a look. And here are a few examples of snorkeling, diving, and jumping off the ledges. And as you can see in some of these photos, the area around here is a swimmer's paradise. It's very peaceful, very calm, and it's very rare for it to become overcrowded. So to start out, everyone loves beach activities, such as swimming and surfing. And on Kozushima alone, there are tons of white sandy beaches, including one that's pretty popular that's called Maehama Beach, that is really popular for both swimmers and surfers. Then there are some other islands that are famous for their beaches, and these include the nearby Niijima and also Shikinejima Islands. Also, for those willing to travel a bit further, approximately 1,000 kilometers south of Tokyo, there are the farthest of the 11 islands, which are the remote Ogasawara Islands. And these are actually designated UNESCO World Heritage Sites. These tropical islands are sparsely habited, and they're accessible only by a 24-hour ferry adventure, which is amazingly still a part of Tokyo. And almost all of the 11 islands, they have unique beaches, which means that snorkeling and diving experiences, which we talked about earlier, for all levels are available. And the dive shops are typically within a few minute walk of the popular beaches. But you may need to reserve some of these experiences in advance, so make sure you check that out. There's a bunch of coral reefs, fish, turtles, and there have been whale and dolphin sightings. And also there are guided experiences on the islands of Mikurashima and Hachijojima. All right, thank you guys for the comments. Keep them going. And we're gonna try to answer all of your questions today. But for now, let me touch on a couple of frequently asked ones that a lot of people wanna know about. Number one, what is the best time of the year to visit Kozushima or the islands in general? And while we would definitely recommend the summer season to enjoy the waters and the beaches at their best, any other time of the year is great. There's a lot of sightseeing spots and a lot of hiking paths that you can take. So any time of the year is great to visit the islands. Question number two, how do you get around the islands? And good question. So we would definitely recommend you rent a car if you have the opportunity to do that, because it's gonna be way more convenient. But there's other options. There's a lot of taxis, for example. As soon as you get off the ferry port or the airport, you'll find taxis. And also there are buses that off season they might be less frequent. And so just in general, make sure you check the schedule in advance. Also, a lot of the main sightseeing spots are walkable, and they're also a great way to kind of enjoy the beauty of the islands. Take a look at this, for example, the Akasaki Promenade. You see all the wooden walkways here that were built over the rocky formations in order to allow the visitors to enjoy the area in a very eco-friendly and safe way. So you have a few options. And okay, that's it for now for Kozushima. We'll come back later for the Taiko drummer team's performance, so definitely stick around for that one. But for now, we'll take you guys to another beautiful island, Oshima Island. So Koto-san, over to you.
Okay, thanks Davide. We hope you're enjoying our tour so far. And before we get started here, please check the chat for our survey link. And it would be much appreciated if you can help complete the survey form after this tour. And we will enter you for the islands giveaway contest with some nice local products. So, welcome to Oshima Island again. And we are at Naganehama Park, which is walking distance from the biggest town called Motomachi. Motomachi has a port, Motomachi Port, which is one of the two ports in Oshima Island, the ferry ports. And you can see from here, we can see mainland very clearly. And also, look at that, we can see Mount Fuji. It's covered with cloud a little bit, but still, such a stunning view. So, as I pointed out earlier, Oshima Island is the largest among the 11 islands. And there is an amazing walking path on top of the mountain of the crater. And we recently took a hike up there and took some good photos, great photos, nice photos. So please have a look. As you walk around the rim of the crater, you get a great view of the panoramic ocean and the nearby islands, and also the crater itself. And the walk around the crater is about an hour, so we highly recommend it to travelers of all ages. And also there are some camping grounds on this island for outdoor lovers and also maybe for starry skies. But there might be some closing period of time, and also they might require reservations, so please make sure to check in advance. So also Oshima Island has some distinct areas such as like port cities, coastal cycling routes, and also camellia gardens filled with over 1,000 variations of flower patterns. In fact, we have included some of the camellia trees, like related products, into the contest prizes. And since there are so much to do on this island, we took a few days around some of the attractive areas, and we created a short video, so take a look. So now that we have gone through the overview, a little bit of overview of the Oshima Island, we would like to dive deeper into local communication and local products. And today we are very lucky that we have a very well-known representative of Oshima Island. Her name is Hotaru-san. Hotaru-san, 今日はよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
はい、ありがとうございます。And I would be communicating with her, and we'll try to interpret for her. So, yeah, let's try to ask some questions, and yeah, feel free to ask any questions as we go along. So, first of all, we'll have her introduce herself. So, Hotaru-san, 自己紹介をお願いします。
はい、私はこの島で生まれて育ちました津崎蛍と申します。
はい、ありがとうございます。So, her name is Hotaru Tsusaki, and she was born and raised in Oshima Island. She's actually from the town of Motomachi, which is just a walking distance from here, very close. はい、ありがとうございます。And we had several comments about her apparel, so we'll ask what she's wearing today. So, ちょっと今日着てらっしゃる衣装について教えていただいてもいいですか？
はい、このですね、市松模様の着物を着て、前だりを巻いて、この手ぬぐいをかぶったこの姿をあんこさんというふうに呼んでいます。
はい、ありがとうございます。So, Anko-san, which is a traditional figure of this island, and this is they're wearing Anko-san clothing. This is like a daily clothing that Anko-san wore, and it was a clothing for work clothing. It's generally a checkered kimono with an apron and also a hand towel on their head. The hand towels has a design of Mount Mihara and camellia trees, and also the waves which represents Oshima. Okay, so the third question is, we would like to ask the traditions of Anko-san and also the history of it. So, Hotaru-san, Anko-san の、名前の由来、それとその歴史について少しお話しいただいてもいいですか？
はい、
はい、
現代の最新のあんこさんは、
はい、
観光のお客さんを
出迎える、はい、
はい、のあんこさん迎える女性、こういう着物を着た女性をあんこさんっていうふうに呼んでるんですけど、はい、昔のあんこさんっていうのはまた全然違っていて、この着物は、昔働く女性たちの作業着とか普段着られてる服装だったんですよ。はい、で、あんこさんっていう言葉もお姉さんっていう意味で、お姉さん、こう親しみの気持ちを込めてこう呼び合って、普段から呼び合っていたんですけど、この時代の変化とともに、そう変わっていって、はい、今ではこう特別な日にしか見ることができない存在になってます。なるほど、ありがとうございます。
So Hotaru-san was saying, like nowadays, you can only see Anko-san's, these clothings in a special occasion. But in the past, this used to be the daily clothing of women on this island, and they were supporting the life of the families. Men usually went out to the sea or the mountains to work, and ladies were on the island supporting the life. And Anko-san is actually meaning elder sister or elder woman, lady. And it's like kind of a island dialect, and with some respect and friendship, they call it Anko-san. Yeah. So, yeah, we have some photos from the past, so please take a look. Okay, thank you, Hotaru-san. ありがとうございました。So now we would like to go to take a look at the local products here, and we might be even able to get some tastes out of here, and I'll let you know how it tastes. So first of all, let's look at this gyunyu senbei, which is like a milk cracker or a milk cookie. And these local products, by the way, are produced mostly in Motomachi town, which is just a walking distance from here. And gyunyu senbei, I think Hotaru-san knows a lot about it, so let's ask her. So, Hotaru-san, 牛乳せんべいについてちょっとお話しいただいていいですか？
はい、はい、牛乳せんべいっていうのは、大島の牛乳で作られた甘いおせんべいのことを言います。でこれはすごい歴史もあって、 100年以上前に大島で作られたのが始まりで、今でも島内外いろんな方々に愛され続けている、島の宝だと思っています。
ありがとうございます。So she was saying this gyunyu senbei was invented on Oshima Island more than 100 years ago and has been loved by the locals here for a long time. And the milk and all the ingredients are sourced from this island. And yeah, let's take a bite here. We actually have one. Okay, hello. It's just really crunchy, but very milky, sweet, and you kind of feel the island vibe, or like the kindness of the island maybe. This is delicious actually. ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Actually, Hotaru-san is a producer of this milk senbei, and it started from her grandfather, and she took over from her father recently, so she's making these gyunyu senbeis now. Very interesting. Okay, so let's stick with the food theme. So next is bekkozushi, which is very unique to these islands as well. You don't really see it much in the city side. So bekko is a light, like bright colored type of stuff in Japan. And what's different is that this is like a kind of a chili sauce taste flavor. And the rice part is vinegar. So, and fish is mostly white fish. But they also use tuna or bonitos or some other type of fish as well. And let's try it. So. This is delicious. Actually, I never had it in the city side of Tokyo, but this is definitely my most favorite sushi that I've ever had. And what's different is that the spiciness is balanced. It's not that spicy. And since the rice is mixed with vinegar, it's like the fish is sweet, and then there's chili, and then the rice is tart. So it's a very good balance. This is very delicious. I highly recommend you to taste this. And also, we have some shochu, which is this one, Gojinka shochu. It's created on this island in Gojinka. It's a saying on this island. You know, if you translate it, it's a god of fire, and they call Gojinka the mountain of Mihara, Mount Mihara, the volcano. So the mountain of the god of fire. So this is their shochu brand. And also, we got some Godzilla snacks, sweets, the crackers. And why Godzilla? Well, I recently found out that Godzilla in the movie gets dropped into the crater of Mount Mihara. He doesn't die, he escapes in the end maybe, but still, so there is a lot of stuff related to Godzilla around this island, and a lot of Godzilla fans come actually to this island, so it's kind of interesting. And we have some memo pads, like very camellia style designed memo pads, and also camellia oil. And since this island is full of camellia trees, a lot of products are related to camellia trees. And I would like to pass it on to Anna and Luca, and they can explain and show you some products about it. So yeah, please have a look.
Thank you, Kota and Hotaru-san. This is great that you guys showed that to us. The main product made by Camellia is actually from the seed and is obtained by pressing this seed, and then it will produce an oil which is used in beauty products such as hair and skin care. Camellia is also used to create dyes from the flowers and the charcoal from the wood. And the oil is also very healthy. In fact, it has a lot of properties. And some of these properties are, for example, the oleic acids, which create a whole different effects on the skin, of the hair, and on even different purposes, such as cooking as well. We also have a whole different way of applying these oils. And these are the products that you guys will be also eligible for winning. We have, for example, this package which has shampoo, skincare, and the oil itself. And we will attach this little booklet here, which is very well made. It shows every month how to apply this oil. And for December, the month we are in, we have this beautiful illustration which shows all the different ways to apply to your face. And also a little secret here, Anna was used as a model, and you can see the resemblance, right?
I wish.
Yeah. So this is part of the survey. Also, if you guys want to go and see the flowers yourself on Oshima, the best time to go would be in January, from mid-January until March, actually. And you will be also able to join some of the festivals that are held during that time of the year.
Mm-hmm. And now that we've shown you some of the local goods, we wanted to let you know that we have 3 package prizes that we will be giving away. That include camellia oils and soap and handmade shoes.
This one here.
And cloths.
This one's here.
Yes. All you need to do is to complete our survey to be eligible. So please check the chat for the link. Now we will send you right back to Kota and Hotaru-san.
Here you go.
Thanks, Anne and Luca. The islands are a great place to enjoy summer festivals as well. And each islands have their own type of festivals. And even in Oshima Island, each of the towns have some unique type of style of their own festivals. And we were actually planning to do this event during the festivals during summer, but unfortunately it got canceled this year. But not just summer, but during winter as well, there are some events that goes around the camellia trees, which is like the Oshima Tsubaki Festival, the Camellia Festival. And we have some photos of the festival, so yeah, please take a look. So, Hotaru-san, what do people do during the festival? Like, how do they enjoy the festival? How do you guys enjoy the festival? So, お祭りは、Hotaru-さん、どうやって楽しまれるというか、どういうふうに楽しまれるものですか？
大島にはお祭りってたくさんあるんですけど、盆踊りっていうのがあって、それは櫓を中心にみんなが円を描いて、その櫓をこう踊りながら、音楽に合わせて踊りながら楽しんでます。
あ、そうなんですね。Okay, so she was saying there is a lot of types of dancing during the summer festival, but one of the most popular one is Bon Odori, where there is a main stage and people like circle around and they dance around the main stage. And we got some music here today, so why don't we kind of take a look at how they dance, and maybe I can just copy it and learn from her. じゃあ、Hotaruさん、ちょっとその踊りを見せていただいてもよろしいですか？
はい。
はい、私もちょっと一緒にやってみたいと思います。Okay, let's play.
こっちに行きます。
はい。 Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. That was fun. And yeah, I would definitely highly recommend you to visit these island festivals someday. And maybe you can just try to join the dance. It's quite simple, but it's very nice, nicely coordinated, I think. So yeah, thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimashita.
ありがとうございます。
Hi. Okay, so lastly, we would like to talk about the onsens. So we'll head over there, and we have some photos of the famous onsens around all of the 11 islands. So please take a look. Hot springs are a great part of our culture in Japan, and we usually use it to kind of bond with families and friends. But personally, I like to go in myself and kind of look back and to the past or your life, or think about your future. It's kind of like a meditation for myself. And there are like outdoors and indoors onsens, but on these islands, they have larger amounts of outdoor onsens. We call it rotenburo. And it's because they just have such a stunning view of the seaside ocean view. And luckily, we are here at Hamanoyu, which is a very famous outside onsen, hot spring in Oshima Island. So yeah, let's take a look. So Hamanoyu is a co-ed hot spring, but you'll need to wear bathing suits, and usually hot springs are like separated by men and women, but this one is co-ed. But they have separate rooms to kind of change and shower. We have this place open for us today, so that's why Hotaru-san can go in, but usually she would go into the women's room. And so you change, shower, and you go outside. And look at this. We have such a beautiful view. And you can still see mainland. And also, you can also get the Mount Fuji view from here. And the water of this onsen is also coming from Mount Mihara right behind us. So it's a volcano that heats up the water, which creates a mineral-rich warm water, spring water. And this is scientifically proved that it's beneficial for your body. It is so warm, it's just so comfortable. And the best timing to come in here is during sunset, because you'll see this amazing golden sun sinking down on the ocean. So this would be a perfect place to come, like after a swim or a hike to the mountains. And yeah, so that's it from this Oshima Island today. And we hope you enjoyed our tour. And thank you so much for your time today, Hotaru-san. ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
一言皆さんにどうぞ。
この大自然を感じに、温泉に入りにぜひ遊びに来てください。
はい、ありがとうございます。So please come over and enjoy the beautiful nature and also the onsens. So we look forward to seeing you here. So everyone stay safe, and back to you, David, in Kozushima Island. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, welcome back. Thank you, Koto-san, and welcome back, everybody, to Kozushima. As you can see, we changed locations, and we are now in front of one of the most sacred places on the island, and that's Mikoto Shrine, Monoimina no Mikoto Shrine. And so you can see we're going to explore the area, and first of all, the shrine is located a bit off the coastline, but we will soon be heading towards the beach, and it's really a 5-minute walk from here. But let's explore the area a little bit for now. Mikoto Shrine, first of all, it's really old. It dates back to the 9th century, when the original beliefs of the islanders, they were related to the ocean and fishing, which explains why there are offerings of fish that are still made to the shrine. So let's have a look at some of the typical elements that you will find here. And you see this, for example, which is the main structure of the shrine, and this is where people offer their prayers usually. There's a specific process where people offer their prayers, and here's what happens. So you see this box right here, that's the offering box, and that's where people toss a coin in it, and you're supposed to toss either a 5 yen coin or a 50 yen coin, preferably the 5 yen coin, because they have a hole in them. And then what people do is they pray, but before that they bow twice, then they clap their hands twice, and then they start their prayers. The reason why they do that is to signal their presence to the deities, as well as kind of warding off any evil spirit that might be lurking around the area. And besides that, you see we have these beautiful statues right next to it, and a very, very peaceful atmosphere. Now we're also going to show you guys this particular structure that's also very typical and which you will find at any shrine in Japan. And this is where you're supposed to do a hand washing ritual that's called the temizu. We're gonna write it down on the chat. But the temizu, it's a hand washing ritual that you do in order to purify your body and your spirit upon entering the grounds of a shrine. You see this one is particularly nice, and right now they stop you don't see water inside the reservoir because of the current COVID situation, but usually that's where you do it. Now let's continue this way, and we are going down that mysterious, nice looking path. That's a path that's actually used during a particular festival that takes place here once a year. So let's talk about that for a moment. That festival takes place once a year, every year during the summer season. And basically here's what happens. So people, they gather here at the shrine and they prepare a big portable shrine that's called omikoshi in Japanese, which it takes several people to carry it. And what they do is they carry it from the shrine, they take this path and they walk down to the beach, which like I said is about a 5-minute walk from here. And then they walk it out into the ocean and then take it back to the shrine. And the reason why they do that is because they are trying to purify the gods that are being transported into the omikoshi, the portable shrine. And actually something very cool about festivals in general, as well as this festival, is that people, they will set up a bunch of food stalls around the area during the festival where you can try great local products and staple dishes of Japan, as well as you'll find people playing local games as well, and just a general, you know, festive atmosphere. And also something unique about it is something that people do after the main festival. So right after it, there's a unique celebration that the fishermen do. The fishermen, so in order to pray for a good fishing year, they prepare a boat that's made of bamboo, and they make bonito fish out of paper. And the reason why they do that is because, first of all, so bonito fish is actually the main fish caught here on Kozushima Island. And so they prepare all of that and they reenact the fishing process in a very, you know, comical and entertaining way. So it's a very, very cool, unique event. And also something very interesting is the fishermen, they will toss sweets to a group of children, the children that are gathered there during the event, which this group of children, it represents a school of bonito fish. So definitely a very unique event that takes place, like I said, once a year. And we actually wanted to get down here in time for this event to show you guys this year, but we couldn't make it. But definitely check it out if you have the chance to do it. And it takes place on August 1st, August 2nd, once a year, every year. So definitely check it out if you have the chance to do it, because it's a very unique event. Now we are heading towards our Taiko drummer team for a performance that they're gonna do for us. But before that, we want to show you guys some photos of the highlights of Kozushima. So here are the photos, and hope you enjoy them. There are multiple beaches around the island, and first up we have the Taiko Bay and the beach area on the east side of the island. This is where one of the ferry ports are, and there are some nice sites around this area as well. We spoke with some of the locals earlier, and they showed us some of the hidden locations around the island. And one of these is the Sendoike Pond, where a natural body of water forms just above the ocean. With a little effort, you can climb down the rocks and go for a private swim in the area. Very cool. There's also a nice lighthouse in the area, which may be worth checking out. Also, another popular local spot is up the mountain, where there is another pond, slightly more mysterious. And this one is called Fudoike, which looks like something out of a Ghibli movie and has a small shrine that resembles a turtle. It is said that a dragon is enshrined within the shrine, and when the water is in it, it resembles a heart. Now, Sawajiri Bay is also another nice area where tourists can camp and do barbecue, and this area is just in between the Akasaki Promenade and Maihama Beach. Okay, last we have some photos of Maihama Beach, which is right in front of the main settlement in Kozushima, and this is the area where most of the 2,000 people living on the island are located, and for good reason, because the beach is beautiful and the sunset, it just comes down right in view towards the west coast of the island. All right, we reached the final area of the tour today, and we have the Taiko drummer team that's getting ready right in front of us. But before we get that, just in a moment, we are gonna introduce you guys to some of the local products of Kozushima, which we prepared on this table right here. So let's have a look. All right, we have a great selection of products for you guys today. And first of all, I should point out that passion fruit is one of the most famous fruits on the island, if not the most famous, and they make a lot of products out of that. So we have syrup here, passion fruit syrup, then we have passion fruit jam, and passion fruit cookies, which we're gonna try in just a second. Then behind that, we have a bunch of alcoholic beverages. We have beers made from the local breweries, as well as shochu, and this is called Moriwaka, one of the most famous brands on the island. And shochu, for those of you who don't know, is a distilled beverage that's made from rice and barley, and yeah, it's really good stuff. So this is the box, by the way, in case you'd like to get it as a souvenir. Everything that you see on the table makes for a great souvenir. But yeah, let's try one of the beers here, which we already opened. So let's have a taste test of this one. And here we go. Cheers. Yeah, great beer, great stuff. This particular one is made from ashtaba, and ashtaba is one of the local plants of Kozushima. And yeah, this beer is very easy to drink, very smooth and very light, and yeah, it's a great beer. Now, let's try one of the cookies, the passion fruit cookies. So, here we go. All right, here it is. Let's try it. Yeah, good stuff. Very light, very flaky, and there's a great passion fruit filling in the middle. And again, this is one of the best souvenirs that you could get on Kozushima. And yeah, great stuff. And actually, one last thing before we get to the performance, one last thing that we wanted to mention, and something that is my personal favorite point about Kozushima Island, is stargazing. If you're into stargazing, then Kozushima Island is one of the best places that you could ever go to. Stargazing, Kozushima Island is famous for that because number one, it has very excellent air quality, and number two, there's very low light pollution. And for those two reasons, it actually has been designated as Dark Sky Island. We're gonna show you a photo of that so that you know what I'm talking about. And then right after that, we will be with our Taiko drummer team for a very good performance. So here's the photo.
Well, thank you, Davide, and all the team there for the Taiko. We really look forward to see the performance live. And we're now back in central Tokyo in the Japan Travel office. We actually wish could be there with you guys, but for the time being, we really hope that we can answer some of the questions now.
Well, before we go to our final Taiko drum performance, we wanted to take a moment to answer some of the questions that we have had in the chat. Thanks again for all your participation.
Yes, so we gathered some of the questions. I have them right here, actually. And the first one for the day will be about the Monoimina no Mikoto Shrine on Kozushima. And our audience is asking, are visitors allowed to join in the festivities?
Well, visitors are welcome to join in and partake in the food and dancing.
Ah, that's great. And actually, I really look forward to attend some of the festivals in Japan, and I hope you guys can do too in the near future. And I don't know if you noticed, we are wearing some of the traditional festival clothing. It's called Happy. And this is something you put, not happy, but happy. Still sounds, very jolly. You can put it on top of your clothing, and normally the locals would also wear this. This depends, colors and different, kanji and everything depends on the festival and where it's taking place. We also want to show you the back. I think it's a good idea. So you can see here nice decorations, and mine and the Anna one are different because they come from different parts of Japan and different, of course, omatsuri. Anyway, we have now a question which is about the hot springs, the onsen, and they're asking, are there any outdoor onsen that you would recommend?
Well, yes. Luckily, there are many hot springs to choose from around the islands. Most of these are outdoor with majestic sea views, but a few are unique, such as Uramigataki Onsen on Hachijojima, where you are in a forest overlooking a waterfall.
Wow, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, take a look at the article here for a nice summary of some of the hot springs.
Yeah, so we have the links coming in on the live chat, and our production is assisting us with this. So thanks, guys, as well.
Thank you.
And please check the website because they not only have this information about the onsen, but many other different information that can be very useful for you guys. We do have another question. We have time for one more, and it's about the itineraries. Are there any suggested itineraries for the islands, for when you visit in the islands?
Yes, well, on the official website for Tamashima Tokyo, there are some great ideas for one day and multiple day trips across several of the islands.
Wow.
We will link this one as well in the chat, so have a look.
Yeah, so actually I was thinking, now that you mentioned this, there are 11 islands, so you can even spend like a few weeks hopping from one island to the other. There is a line of ferries that connect these islands. So from Tokyo, you can easily go 2-3 weeks and explore every different islands, because I'm sure you've seen as well so far, these islands are all different. So each one of them have different specific cultural aspect and products and different attractions as well.
Yes. Well, thank you all for your questions. Apologies we couldn't answer everything, but we hope you had a nice time with us today. And special thanks today to the kind locals who supported us from Kozushima and Oshima.
Yeah, very grateful that we could arrange all this, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Remember to check out the official website covering the Tokyo 11 Islands as well as the mountainous regions of Tokyo. And here is one more very short video clip from Tokyo. We will also be hosting soon a second event which will focus on the western region of Tokyo. There should be quite a bit of fun, so stay tuned on the Japan Travel SNS such as YouTube, Instagram and Facebook for future announcement on these virtual events.
Yes, and if you enjoyed our tour or have some advice, please let us know in the survey so we can continue to improve.
Yeah, actually, it's very interesting to know what you guys think about these events, and it really helps us into pushing us further and to get better for the future.
Yes, and completing the survey will enter you into a contest, and we'll notify our winners by next week.
Yeah, now we are going to close out with the tour, and we will have our final Taiko performance live in Kozushima Island. We want to thank you one last time for supporting the Tokyo Islands, and we hope you will be able to hear the drums in person in the near future. From myself and from Anna here in the Japan Travel Office, it's everything. Now we will look at the islands one last time, and once again, thank you very much for joining everybody. Arigatou gozaimashita.
ありがとうございました。
Okay, we're finally here, guys, for our Taiko drummer team's performance, and we're here with the leader, Mr. Hamakawa-san. Hamakawa-san, thank you so much for setting this up today. We're very much looking forward to it. And there's a couple of questions that we wanted to ask him first. So the first question would be, could you tell us a bit more about the history of the Taiko performance, as well as what times of the year do you usually perform it?
はい、私ども神津島太鼓のメンバーは、もともとこの太鼓が始まったのが1975年頃になります。で、今の縦置きの太鼓になったのが、1990年頃になりまして、そこから今ずっと同じスタイルでやっております。で、太鼓のパフォーマンスは、年に一度東京で、祭りであったりとか、あとは、フェスティバルとかある場合は東京で叩いています。その他は島の方で5回から6回、お祭りとかその辺で叩かしてもらっております。はい。
So he said that the style was born, the Kozushima Taiko style was born in 1975, but then from 1990 they adopted their own style. And about performing, so they usually perform once a year in Tokyo before COVID, and 5 to 6 times a year here on the island. So, okay, that's interesting. And one other question that we wanted to ask him, so we see we have a great team of performance here today. May I ask who's joining for the performance?
はい。じゃあちょっとメンバー入ってもらって。じゃあ並んでここに並んでもらって。1年生から。1年生。前。2年生。3年生。で前、こちらから5人が高校生になります。で、その奥2人は、大人の叩き手と僕と、今日は8人で叩かせてもらいます。
Okay, so we have 5 high school students and 3 adults that are ready to perform for us today, and they're gonna try their best to put on a great performance. So hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you so much again. ありがとうございました。